Hey guys, this is going to be really badly lit because most of my equipment's packed away, and I'm on the backup camera that isn't quite set the same way. But I know I've been really silent on social media, and I haven't been responding to comments and anything. So I just want to let you guys know what's going on here. If you've watched the Weather Channel, you'll know Florida is expecting to get rocked here this weekend. It looks like Sunday is going to be a rough day for everybody in the state. Now, uh, uh, so for anyone who's been posting, asking if I'm okay, where I am, etc., etc., I don't know when I'm going to upload this, so this might be corrected. So no one bother correcting me in the comments if I'm wrong or this information's out of date because I already know. Trust me. Uh, I might wait a day or two to post this. But the last time I looked, the center of the hurricane was aiming for east or east central Florida, and they're expecting it to knife all the way up the state. Okay, so I'm on the. Okay, so that does put it away from me, at least the center path, which is what you really want to avoid. And luckily, I am very fortunate. I'm in a spot in Florida that is very hard for a hurricane to hit directly, and it doesn't look like this one is going to. So if you're worried about that, please don't. Um, I'll give you a little bit of info about hurricanes for those who have never looked into them, have never been through one. When they tell you how strong a hurricane is, that doesn't encompass its entire mass. The strength of the hurricane is measured only by its strongest winds, the absolute center. So around the eye wall, that center point in the middle. And those winds only extend anywhere from, well, on a really tight hurricane, 5 miles out from the eye, maybe 15 miles out. So it's actually a very small area geographically where the strongest winds are. So as long as you avoid that, you're going to be okay. Um, as the as you know as it gets farther out from the center, the storms get, the winds get weaker and weaker. That said, this is a really big storm, and it looks like basically everyone in Florida is going to get hurricane force winds all day, or at some point on Sunday. So, it's always a worry. So, as far as and anything else if it puts anyone else at ease, I'll tell you the other things about hurricanes. Right now, the evacuations in my area are only for mobile homes, trailer parks, any kind of prefabricated house, and anyone living right on the coast. And for multiple reasons. Number one, hurricanes really don't do that much damage to residential homes, even strong ones, especially here in Florida where the homes are designed to handle really heavy storm winds. Those prefab homes don't have a foundation, they don't have the same building codes or requirements, so they typically get annihilated. That accounts for a lot of the damage you see and all that post-hurricane coverage on the news. The other thing is storm surge. Storm surge is this fun thing where the hurricane decides high tide is going to be 7 feet higher today. So that's why you evacuate everyone on the coast. I am very far inland, so storm surge is not a worry here. And obviously, I'm in a very sturdy house. This house has been through at least 2 Category 4s and been completely fine. We've been through major hurricanes, we've gotten rocked, and we are still here. And actually, since the last one, we've had our roof replaced, and it's much sturdier than it used to be. And our roof then was just only barely damaged by one of the last big hurricanes. So we actually are we're in a very good spot. We're in a good house to ride out a hurricane in. If you're inland, for a hurricane, the preparation and the advice you have is board up all your windows, which we've done. Make sure you've got enough food and water to last up to a week, because the primary worry with a hurricane isn't like losing your house. It is being without power, or it's being without electricity for up to a week. And depending on how messed up your area is, you might not be able to get out to get food or water or anything from any stores that happen to still be open or anything like that. So making sure you have all the necessary food and water you'll need to get by for a week while they fix everything up is vital and essential. We've done all of that. We've actually prepared more this time. We have a generator. We got a generator after the last hurricane knocked our power out for 3 days, and we've got like a stack of air conditioners now. We've got like 3 air conditioners just stacked up, waiting to take the heat off. Because the last time we were without power for so long, the heat was miserable. The heat made everybody just really cranky and really irritable. So it was extremely. That was the most unpleasant part of the last hurricane we went through. And just for anyone who is like really worried about me or anything like that, I certainly don't anticipate to die, and I don't anticipate losing my home in any way. It looks like it has to go through land in order to get to me, even if it is a direct impact. And anytime it goes through land, a storm will severely weaken. Like by the time the storm gets this far north, it's projected to be way weaker than it is the last time I saw it. You know, or probably weaker than what it looks like right now, according to the Weather Channel. So that's good news. You know, the farther a hurricane gets to the north, the colder the water gets, which means the weaker the storm gets. And if it has to go through land, which it will have to affect my area, it weakens further. I'll give you Hurricane Harvey in Texas as an example. That hurricane landed Category 4, and by the time it was over land, by the time it had gotten about 25 miles inland, it was already down to a Category 1. That's an enormous loss of power. Now, a more organized storm like Irma isn't going to lose power that fast, but it's an example of how much force a hurricane loses after it makes landfall. So that's really what you want to avoid is don't be near landfall, which I am not going to be near landfall. That's the best news of any of this. So that part is good. We should be fine. Should be safe. If I'm dark on social media, haven't been tweeting or doing anything on Facebook, I do apologize if you've been worried. Obviously, we've had a lot to prepare for, a lot to get ready with. Also, I'm trying to avoid any reminders of the storm that I can, just because it's had me so anxious and worried. At this point, I'd really just like Monday to get here and deal with the aftermath. I'm not scared of going without power for a few days. It's watching the build up. It's watching this lead up and the storm on its way. That's what really frays my nerves. So I'm trying to keep my head out of it because we prepared as much as possible, and at this point, whatever happens, happens. This is really a storm I would have liked to get out of the way from, but we have my grandmother who, at 100 years of age, we can't really stick her on an airplane and fly out to wherever else we have family, and she's kind of prone to seizures during long transports or car rides or something such, so driving her out of the area is also not a likely scenario. If I didn't have family to worry about, I probably would take off. I'd find some friends in Tampa, crash there where the storm will be far easier to ride out. But I don't want to leave my family. I can't just abandon my family right now. If they need me here for something, or just for the sake of not running, and leaving them behind during a big crisis like this, I can't do that. It's not who I am. So, so the forecast could be a lot more worrisome for me. I know the death toll from Harvey was pretty high, but relatively, when you think about it, hurricanes really don't kill that many people. You think, of all the people affected by that hurricane, it's only about 70 confirmed deaths, and I think only 9 or so that were direct from the hurricane. That's probably off at this point. I haven't kept up the difference between direct and indirect. But most fatalities from hurricanes result from flooding, because that that's where most of the property damage is done. That's where most of the fatalities come from, because it's such a because that lasts so long and it can just get worse and worse. That's not a situation with this hurricane. Irma is moving too fast directionally. It's moving too fast to actually cause any kind of flooding. And I don't live in a flood zone either, so there's another boon in my benefit. So there are a lot of positives. There are a lot of things that have me looking up and kind of calming down a little bit. You know, it's not gonna make. I don't expect a direct hit. I don't expect to take the full force. I don't expect to lose my home or anything. I will admit we are taking precautions just in case, but that is a super worst case scenario, which even in a strong hurricane doesn't typically happen. But just in case, like the new camera, most of my camera equipment and backup hard drives and all that, you can actually see the edge of that white tub down there. That's where it's all kind of safely packed away now, just in case, so no potential wind or water gets into it. And I'll probably move it to a safer location by the time Sunday gets here. And just in case, I'll probably bag up my computer and any of my expensive electronics, just in case, just to prevent any water from getting in. I don't anticipate that happening. Okay, we've been through major hurricanes before. We never came close to anything like that happening to us. So yeah, I do apologize for my silence for everyone who's been worried. I'm just trying to keep my head out of it, trying to keep positive so my family can depend on me and so we can get everything done that we need to get done to be as safe as possible. At this point, it is mostly just wait and ride it out. We are as prepared and as safe as we're going to be. It's just a matter of getting through it and hopefully not tearing each other's heads off when the power goes out and it's super hot here. Thank you, Florida weather. So I don't know how long I'll be without power. It's pretty much a guarantee we'll lose power. We don't know for how long. I don't know how long it'll be. I don't know how long I will be off the grid and not able to produce videos or get any message to you guys. As soon as I have some kind of way of getting in touch, like leaving a tweet or something, because my phone does have a battery backup, and our generator is going to have a cable specifically for keeping phones charged, but it depends on when the towers are working. So as soon as I'm able to get some kind of word out that I'm okay, probably over Twitter, I'll let you guys know. I might tweet a few, depending on how it goes, maybe a few photos, maybe a quick video. We'll see. But don't worry about me. It doesn't look like it's going to be quite as bad for my area as it's going to be for others. And we've taken all the precautions that we need to. So just hang in. Wish me luck. And I will talk to you. I'll be back to you guys as soon as I can be. But thank you for the well wishes. Thank you for the concern. Till then.